Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading for August 14th to the 20th. This is for Pisces Sun and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional call to cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Pisces. I do this because I love you. You know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So Pisces, this week, here we are. We're at the big week, the new moon in Leo, but I have to address the elephant in the room. That would be Tuesday, and that is the sun squaring Uranus. Now, this is not a fun day. I'm not gonna lie. All right, and I want you to remember this is the peak. Okay, sun squaring Uranus is happening on Tuesday. You may feel it a few days before. You may feel it a few days after. Now, this is a challenging day. All right, Uranus is a planet of surprises, the unexpected, and it's squaring the sun. So when you look at what's happening for you, the sun is currently in Leo in your sixth house. Everyday activities, your routines, even work, labor, all of that. There's a lot that the sixth house rules. But it is, so the sun is squaring Uranus. Uranus is in your third house. Okay. And so that is ruling communication. It's also ruling neighbors and siblings and aunts and cousins and even short distance travel. All right. So there could be something that comes up that is really challenging in regard to any of the things that I just mentioned. You could have some not so great like moments with, possibly like with some relatives. There could, or even some neighbors. There could be some things that in terms of communicating, things could go a little sideways. Don't put out a tweet you're gonna get a lot of backfire on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of day. So it's really, really interesting. It's kind of like just kind of it's I'm not gonna lie, it's on Tuesday you may feel that you're kind of like walking on or around where are they, like landmines? Is that what it is? But I think that it's not gonna have that much of an impact on you as much as the other signs. Looking at what's going on for y'all, if so, it feels like it's something that you can navigate easily, especially because when you think about, Sun in Leo and Uranus and Taurus, they're both fixed signs. So obviously the fixed signs are going to feel it the most. But the other thing is the next day, this is crazy. The new moon in Leo, this big, beautiful new moon in Leo, new beginnings, new opportunities. We're kicking off a new cycle, right? With a new moon in Leo, again, in your sixth house. There is something that could be very new. And, I am getting a big, even thinking about your readings, but a big message is that it is something new. There's something new. It's almost like I think I mentioned this in one of your readings. It's like Groundhog's Day. You're just ready to just wake up and do something different. It's that energy is there. So I really love this new moon for you. Now, if you saw my monthly forecast, you know that I said Mars, Pluto, and Jupiter are forming this trine, this wonderful brigade. It's your Beyonce, okay? You're a Beyonce right now. Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto are your backup singers. Like, you have a lot of support. You have a lot of support. So that's the good thing. The other good news is on the same day, Mars is trining Uranus. So how interesting of a week is this? Is, the fact that we have the sun square Uranus and the day after Mars trining Uranus. Now, we had Mars trine Jupiter last week, okay? Now, this week, we got Mars trining Uranus. I mean, this is just crazy. And so it really is it's a day where I'm sorry, last week we had Mercury trining Jupiter, but even still, trines are very auspicious and they're really nice and they're very supportive. And I really love this. This trine. So Mars trining Uranus, it's really about breaking free. It's breaking free from all these things that have just been holding you back, breaking free from things that you that doesn't bring you pleasure anymore. It's breaking free from any like restrictions, even self restrictions. It's a time to be daring. It's a time to take big risks. It really is. Look, I mean, remember, all this activity is happening in your sixth house of everyday activity. So there is something that you could put to it, like something that you could put to an end, in terms of like an everyday thing and something new coming through. Okay, and it can be work. It can be maybe even like a new colleague coming to join the workforce where you work, and this is it turns out to be your BFF or even your lover or whatever, right? It's going to be one of those very interesting week. Very interesting week. Now, the last thing that I have to tell you that is going to be really big, okay? Really big for you. Now, remember, at this point in time this week, half the planets are retrograde. They're all taking naps, right? And then next week, Mercury goes retrograde, and then Uranus goes retrograde, Jupiter goes retrograde shortly after that. And so literally the entire solar system will be asleep, except Mars. Mars, and hey, Mars is the go, go, go ambition, like go get it, even like aggressively, right? Action, action. Really, really pay attention to Mars right now. All right, Mars is the only planet that's not retrograde. Mars is that is in full force, and Mars is in Virgo, and this is your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. So this may be a big thing for you right now. Okay, whether work or love. All right, so keep that in mind. The other thing is that not only is Mars in Virgo, Mercury is in Virgo, and after the new moon in Leo, the moon moves into Virgo for the rest of the week until Saturday. So that's a lot of activity in Virgo. When I say you're going to be Sherlock Holmesing like the your partnerships and relationships, really taking action. You may even just feel it happening. Okay, you may just feel it happening at partnerships, relationships. I want you to know when I say both love and career, it's also, considering all this activity and your everyday activities and, even your third house, it's partnerships like, if you are looking for, let's say, for a new home right now, you may be working with a realtor. That's a partnership, right? So when I say partnerships, I want you to ask yourself, like, where does that resonate with you? Okay? Because every Pisces is different. Everyone's different, obviously, and everyone's going to, feel these shifts in a very different way. Okay, so with that said, Pisces, let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on for you for August 14th to the 20th, the week of the new moon. Again, this is for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising. If you know your birth chart, Pisces Rising will definitely feel a lot of these, planetary aspects a lot more than Pisces, but all Pisces will feel it. And if you know your moon, your Venus, you are welcome to take a look at those. If you want more clarity on what's going on, and again, remember the moon and Venus are pretty active this week, especially because, with the moon being, joining forces with Mars and Mercury. I would recommend it, but, it's all up to you. So with that said, Pisces, let's go ahead and get started. See what's going on for you for August 14th to the 20th. Now, Pisces, you'll notice that I did get a new microphone. All right. I know there's been a lot of comments about how y'all can't hear me. And I do, first, I want to let you know, I do a weekly community post on Sundays that goes out and address a lot of the comments that come through. And I know not a lot of people read them. So I'm just going to say this once. And I've been saying it once in every sign because sometimes I just don't know if you know it or not. I have a full-time job. I work 9 to 6. I'm on Zoom calls all day. So by the end of the day, I do your reading. So I do about 2 readings a day. And my voice is completely gone at that point. So it really is just me and my voice. But I went ahead and just bought a new mic anyway. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now. You can even see it. It's got to be in the screen too. It's huge. So Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now. If you still cannot hear me, then we definitely know that it is possibly something on your end. Okay, just because I've gotten a couple comments, so I wanted to let you know. But Pisces, let's get to your spread. This is gonna be a week. It's gonna be a week. Okay. Uh, yeah. All right. So let's. It's gonna be a week where you're definitely gonna feel uh, a little lost. All right, you're gonna feel a little lost. Let's get started. You got the world. All right, so great thing that you got the world. All right, the world came up in your past. So, you know how I said earlier, I just felt that y'all are looking for this new thing. Well, a lot of y'all have come to it. You've come to the end of one journey. That's what the world is. It's the end of the major arcana, the end of the fool's journey, right? The hero's journey, your journey. And so you can see the dancing figure, a lot of achievement here. You can see the wreath in the shape of a zero, referencing the fool. So we're beginning this new journey, okay? Because you know what comes after the world, we go right back. Life is a cycle, right? You see the four fixed signs in the corners of the world here, representing a lot of things, right? Like the four seasons. But I'm not gonna get too much into it, but it just brings that stability, right? Them being the fixed signs. But it really is like, hey, congratulations, okay? This is huge. And it came in your past. So there are changes happening in your life. Big changes, okay? You're entering this new cycle during the week of the new moon in Leo, which is really big. It's a big one. It's a big one. Now, in the heart of your spread, you got the Five of Pentacles, all right? So this is a card of severity, right? When you think about the tree of life, the fifth sphere, it's a testing card. We say it's a card of severity. It really is a time to like assess I mean, like we are in retrograde season, so it's a time to reassess things in your life, reevaluate things in your life, especially with Venus retrograde too. During Venus is in Leo during the new moon in Leo. I mean, that is a lot to reassess your sixth house, everyday activities, things that are happening, you know, and with it coming after the world, it looks like there's a sense of this new journey that you want to start, or a new journey that y'all have started, okay? And I want you to ask yourself where in your life you have started that, okay? But with the Five of Pentacles in the heart of your spread, it could be that you are not, again, like may feel a little lonely this week. Maybe you did leave a job, all right, and now you're looking for a new one. And so there's like that sense of loneliness because you're not with your colleagues anymore. You miss the Zoom calls or whatever it is. Or even with a partnership, that's a big deal for you. Remember, Mars, Mercury, and the moon in Virgo. Big thing right now in your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. You had to make a decision. If you think about your reading last week, you did get the Lover's card in your future, okay? You did get it. I remember that specifically. I remember all the sixes, okay? So this is saying, you know, with the Five of Pentacles here, a lot of y'all could have, this new journey that you're starting, it could have been the ending of a relationship. You know, Venus retrogrades, I've been talking about this for weeks. It is a time of like, well, not just Venus retrograde, but like all the planetary aspects that are happening and all the other retrogrades. It is a time of like shakeups and wake up calls and breakups. And so there could have been some sort of breakup where it's just you are whether in career or love, okay? But it's also almost like it may be that some of y'all, there's a lot of loss associated with this card. So there could have been some sort of loss. You could have lost a job. You could have lost a partnership. You could have lost something that you didn't expect and that it was really hard for you, all right? And the reason I say that is because you did get the Four of Wands, but the Four of Wands in your challenge area. So this is a card of celebration. It's a card of joy, but it's in your challenge area. So it's a card of milestones too. So it could be something that you really wanted that didn't happen, okay? Or it could be something that you had ended and now you're just like, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, you could just be you could be both very cerebral and visceral right now. Like, you could just be, this week could be like a time of really big reflecting, okay? But when I say reflecting, it's more about what is holding me back. What is the thing that's holding me back from enjoying what's to come, okay? Don't focus on the losses, focus on the gains. Focus on what you're going to gain, all right? Especially because you got the 8 of Pentacles in your crown. You are definitely in it to win it. You're definitely looking for success. You're definitely looking. You're definitely working hard. I mean, the 8 of Pentacles is all about someone who's dedicated, determined. He's removed himself from the village to be laser focused on doing his work, and this is a lot of that repetitive activity. It's just like, even if it's repetitive, it's something that you're so passionate about and so committed to, you're not going to give up. You want to reach your goal. You want to fulfill your legacy. You want to get the things that you want to get. And he does. Okay? He does. You see that wooden bench here? Everything in tarot has there's symbolism like all over the place, and I know my readings run long, so I don't always point them out, but you see that he's sitting on a wooden bench. Okay, wooden benches in tarot just means it's temporary. So there is a sense of the work. It's almost like you're putting all this heart and soul and energy and time and blood, sweat and tears, or something that you really, really, really do want. You want to really work on this week that 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 is going to fulfill you, and it is something that you do not have to spend. It's not going to be something that you're going to have to take. It's gonna take 5,000 years to get. All right. Now, you did get the 9 of Swords in the root of your spread. Okay. So there is a sense of, again, something happening this week where it's just not, it could have a really big impact on you. Okay. It could make you feel, again, there is a sense of, some Pisces may feel like a little bit of, oh, I shouldn't have done that energy. Maybe even some regret, but again, that Sun squaring Uranus is really strong. Okay, it's really strong. So there is a sense of like something could happen where it is a little bit. This is a card where it's, hey, look, he's sitting in bed, hands over his face. Is he remorseful? Is he guilty? Did he do something wrong? Did someone do something wrong to him? Those are questions you have to ask yourself, okay? Because this is you, Pisces. But with this card, I always say it, this is a card of free will. You can choose to sit in bed and just, have your hands over your face, or you can get out of bed and face tomorrow, all right? Find that confidence to face tomorrow. The whole goal is to take these swords out one by one, all right? And the swords are the mental suit. So, but it's in the root of your spread. So it's saying that this week there could be something that possibly happens where it really affects you, even mentally, and it's just like, I'm gonna sit in bed all week, and I'm going to, I'm gonna binge The Walking Dead and just order, ice cream and shut off my phone, and like, do you really want to do that? No, you do not. You do not want to do that. So Pisces, I want you to I want you to promise me something. I want you to promise me something that I want you to promise me that you're going to make a commitment to be comfortable this week, okay? Do everything you can to be comfortable, all right? Because this is going to be a week where you may feel, again, a little lonely. Some of y'all may feel like outcasted. There could be something, again, with siblings or family where it's just not a good feeling around that. And some of y'all may feel that there is a situation where you're starting this new journey, but there's almost like someone's holding you back from it. Someone doesn't want you to. That's another thing that some Pisces may feel like there is someone that is not only holding you back, and it's not in a disapproval way. It's more in a way like they can't keep up with you. Does that make sense? There could be something like that, but even still, you did get the Seven of Cups in your future. Okay, so there will be opportunities coming through. Okay, so you have to be awake this week. You have to be awake. You have to be very aware. I say it all the time. You are the most you're the most psychic out of all the signs. You are so intuitive. You rule the 12th house, right? And so you really need to tap into that now, okay? You will have opportunities. You have the Seven of Cups in your future. And so you need to really know what you want, though. You have to really know what you want. And so that could be a thing. A lot of y'all could have just really this week, with especially with Mars trining Uranus, right? All about that freedom and that, you know, breakthrough from restriction. Some of y'all could have really put the hammer down and said, like, I'm done with this. Like getting on the mic at your job and announcing that you're quitting because, you know, the job sucks. That kind of energy. And now you're like, okay, now what do I do? You know what? Like that could be a thing, and it could be a thing with like relationships or work related. But there is definitely some partnership components that a lot of Pisces will feel. But because it is a new moon, I'm doing a lot of clarifiers this week. So you are, yeah. So really, really know what you want, okay? I don't want you to regret anything, okay? That's the last thing you want to do, all right? You want to live your life having no regrets, right? No fears, no regrets, all right? So here in your spread, there is that energy of like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or why did I do that, or why did that person do that to me, or it's, you know, will I regret this? But hey, you got the Seven of Cups, so there are opportunities, okay? There are opportunities. And as we all know, it's better to have opportunities than none at all, all right? But just really know what you want. Really focus all that energy toward the one thing that you know you want the most. You got the High Priestess, which I absolutely love. All right. Very, very, speaking of intuitive, right? She is a guardian of the subconscious. Remember how I said that? I just said that you rule the 12th house, which is the subconscious. But keep that in mind. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. You're really, really, really. She only comes out when she says trust her intuition. So it looks like you will. You know, she came up in your future. So it's really going within. It's really taking that time to go within. That's where you find all that wisdom. You find all that. You even see the two pillars here. I don't know if you're familiar with. You know, Solomon's temple, but they really refer to that, you know, and you've heard of like the Solomon or the wisdom of Solomon, right? So anyway, this is, you know, really going deep and trusting your intuition. That's where you're going to find all the answers, okay, within you. And then you got the King of Swords, and that really gives you all that power, all right? It's almost like the big message is like you get your power back. So that's really great. And I absolutely love that for you. All right. I absolutely 1000% love that for you. Okay. And speaking of the 12th house, which is very interesting, I love what's happening here. Remember, she is a guardian of the subconscious, which is the 12th house. And also ruled by the moon. If so, partnerships, it could be like you going really deep to think about a partnership, whether about work or career or love, or any other partnerships. But the King of Swords is Aquarius, okay, and so that's your 12th house. Aquarius rules your 12th house of your subconscious. So you have it both in your future. But really, the King of Swords, a lot of clarity, head above the clouds, a lot of power, a lot of authority, not hiding from anything, not hiding from any of the truth so that you have to face, really going within to have that intuition, and then just, again, puts you in this space where you are just laser focused, you know what you want, and you have no self-doubt, you have no uncertainty. So yeah, it will be like a week where you know, we'll have like a little bit of a bump, but look at that, your future, I mean, And it's all up to you. Again, it comes down to the Nine of Swords here. It comes down to you. I mean, you're going to sit in bed all day and dwell, or are you going to get out and actually take action over anything that has happened? You're going to take action because you do have opportunities. You're going to go deep. It's going to, and a lot of it could make you, like, the opportunities presented could, inspire you to go deep, to really go within, to make that decision, and then you come out full force with power and authority. I mean, you're good. Okay? You will be good. Let's get to your stuff. So, Pisces. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I want to hear what's going on. Pisces. Also, if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. You really make my day. I would not be here without you, so I am truly grateful. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, you're good, Pisces. You're good. Okay. You're good. That was a really big. It's kind of like your reading is basically what's happening this week. We have that tough aspect on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, it's a total flip. It's crazy. Let's get started. You got the Five of Swords, okay? Get out of your head. You need to get out of your head. You need to get out of your head and really face the things that you need to face. And then, there are going to possibly be a challenging situation around the sun squaring Uranus, okay? But it's all about, this card is all about self-dignity and self-respect. So if there is a challenge, let's say you do have an argument with like a sibling or a family member or a neighbor or whatnot, are you going to be the one that goes all Nicolas Cage in, one of his movies? Or are you going to be the one who's very, very cool about it? Very just like, yeah. Okay. I hear you. That's good. And yes, this, very, very diplomatic. Okay. Because this card is all about choosing your battles wisely. Right. And this is, it really is just saying, is it even worth it to you to have this battle, okay? Or continue this battle, all right? So, again, it's up to you, Pisces. It's up to you on how you handle the situation, how you go into battle, how you come out of battle, okay? That's what really matters, all right? You always want to keep your gratitude high, your energy levels high, and you can do it. You got the Empress in your external factors area. I mean, you're good. You're really, really good. The Empress is everything. She's Miss Universe here, all right? This is someone who lives life through passion and pleasure and sensuality and sexuality and I mean, she holds a golden scepter, all right? That golden scepter creates abundance and growth, and there's this it makes things grow. So much success too. There's a sense. Remember how I said from the beginning, this newness. There's this like newness energy that I felt with you before I started your reading. Well, it is here. The Empress is pregnant. Okay, so some of y'all actually may find out that a sibling or a relative or someone within your orbit is pregnant. But the reason why I say new things is because it really is a metaphor for, well, she's number 3, okay? 3 is all about creation. It's all about the birth of new things, all right? So it's almost like that's what's really fueling you this week. And you have the Empress on your side this week. You have a goddess. The Empress is a goddess, not a priestess, not a queen, a goddess, all right? The other thing is, look at her, the symbol of Venus in the stone-shaped heart, okay? So, again, a lot of, abundance in terms of love and money and creativity and every, you're good, okay? You're good. Spend some time in nature, please. Okay, that's gonna help. Uh, Big time. That's a big message. All right. The other thing is, it's almost like what it is. It's like this is what's happening. It's almost like there's an end of something, and then there's kind of like that gap in between, and that's when you're going to be in your head. And then there's this new thing that's starting. Okay, so in that in between phase, to stay gratitude high, know what you want. That's very important. Okay, knowing exactly what you want is very important. All right, now the other thing, you got the Six of Cups. Okay, and so I love the fact that you got the Six of Cups. It's really just what you want. And then, when you think about it, you had it here last week, right? You had it here. And so now, this is all you want this week, is feeling protected, feeling comfortable, okay? Didn't I tell you to make a commitment, okay? Make a commitment to be really comfortable this week. This is this is the biggest house in tarot, indicating a lot of comfort, a lot of security, a lot of protection, okay? Remember, I said Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto are your backup singers right now. This is really great because it is tapping into your inner child, all right? That's what that card is. It's like you don't want to be in a place where things are just heavy or serious. You just want things to finally you want to break free. That's what Mars trining Uranus is that sense of freedom, feeling free, all this kindness and sharing and harmony and beauty. And I really love that for you. And then finally, there you go. You got the Nine of Cups and your final outcome. Talk about a twist here. Wow. This is amazing. So the Nine of Cups, this is a card of satisfaction. It's in your final outcome. You're good. It's a card, I call it the genie in a bottle energy. You can even see the man sitting here, right? He's looks like a genie. You see the cups aligned over his head. That's a lot of enlightenment. Cups, feelings, emotions, intuition. But this is the wish come true card. And so remember what I said. You make that right decision. You know exactly what you want because you got the Seven of Cups in your future. You're going to be fine. Your wish coming true. You're going to be good. Okay? So this week, if you feel that there is something where you want, it's just almost like the one other thing I'm going to point out. Remember with the Five of Pentacles on the heart of your spread, how I said, this is a challenging card of severity. Well, these two people are so focused on their plight, they can't see that they're literally outside a church. Now, look at the pentacles here. They're shaped like an anchor, okay? So this is an anchor of hope, right? And so it really is. If you go inward and just feel sorry for yourself or dwell in self-pity and self-doubt, that's just words that are attributed to this card, right? You're not going to see the brighter side of things. You're never going to see that there's all this support around you. And if you think that you need support, reach out for it this week, okay? Again, they're just so focused on the negatives, right? That they can't see all the positives. Remember what I said, don't focus on the loss, focus on the gains, what you're gaining from the loss, okay? And you're going to gain a wish that you want, that you have been working hard for, want to work hard for. And you got the Empress, and the Six of Cups. So you got the High Priestess in your future with the King of Swords. You're good, okay? You're good. It's up to you though, Pisces. It's up to you. Don't be in that headspace. If you find yourself being in that headspace where you're dwelling and just there's possibly some pessimism going on, or feeling like it's your fault is also another thing. Don't think that. Which a lot of people tend to do that. When something happens, sometimes we immediately say, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done, or oh, I shouldn't have, when it was never your fault in the first place. Okay, Pisces. So either way, you're good. Okay, you're good. You're gonna have a bumpy start, but hang in there. Keep your head high. All right. Really, really, think about your favorite Saturday Night Live skit every time you start thinking a little, on the like side. Okay, think of your favorite Kristen Wiig, skit, and it's gonna, there you go, and that's gonna float you through to this point where these opportunities come through, and then you can go deep, and then have this power. You have the Empress with the King of Swords. You got the Nine of Pentacles and your fun outcome. You're good. Okay, Pisces, thanks so much for tuning in. I will, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I definitely want to hear from you this week. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Next week, next week is crazy. Oh, wow, there's so many aspects. I mean, Mercury going retrograde is the biggest with the sun. We're moving into Virgo season. There's just a lot. There's a couple more trines. But anyway, we'll talk about that next week. Anyway, sorry, one more trine. But we'll talk about that next week. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.